They say building wealth is a marathon, and in the beginning, it feels exactly like that: slow, exhausting, and endless. You save, you sacrifice, and yet the numbers barely move. But something strange happens when you hit $100,000. It's as if the rules change. Suddenly, your money starts doing the running for you. The pressure eases, the momentum builds, and what once felt impossible starts to feel inevitable. This isn't luck. It's not magic. It's math, finally working in your favor. So why does wealth building get easier after $100,000? Let's break it down. Let's start with the hardest part, the beginning. Before you reach $100,000, building wealth feels like trying to roll a giant boulder uphill. Every step is painful. Every inch of progress requires effort, and every dollar saved feels like a drop in the ocean. You work long hours, you skip vacations, you say no to dinners, gadgets, and upgrades, all to save, what? A few $100s at the end of the month? That money matters. Of course it does. But emotionally, it doesn't feel like traction. It feels like standing still. That's because your money hasn't started multiplying yet. It's still passive, dormant, waiting for enough mass to come alive. Picture this. You're pushing a snowball up a steep hill. It's small, it's heavy, and every movement depends on you. That's your first $5,000, your first $10,000. At $20,000, you're still grinding. At $50,000, the burden's still on your back. Even a solid 10% return, a strong year in the market, gives you just $5,000 on a $50,000 portfolio. Enough to notice, but not enough to change anything. So what's the problem? It's not your discipline. It's not your intelligence. It's simple math. In the early stage, the engine of wealth isn't compound interest. It's you, your income, your time, your sacrifices. You're the one carrying the snowball up the hill. And that's what makes most people quit. They look at the effort they're putting in and the slow, tiny results they're getting back, and they think, if this is what building wealth looks like, I'll never get there. But what they don't realize is that they're closer to the tipping point than they think. And once that snowball hits $100,000, the entire game changes. At some point, somewhere around $100,000, something clicks. It's not dramatic. There's no loud ding or major milestone to mark the shift, but you feel it. Suddenly, your net worth doesn't just grow. It accelerates. Why? Because for the first time, your money starts working harder than you do. Instead of you carrying the snowball uphill, now the hill starts sloping downward. Instead of you pulling every dollar forward, your dollars start pulling you. It's the moment when compound interest stops being theory and starts becoming real. A 10% return on $100,000 is $10,000. That's a full extra month's salary for many people, and it came from doing nothing. You didn't take on a second job, you didn't hustle harder. You just let your assets do their job. And the best part? That return gets reinvested. Now your new total on $110,000 compounds next year. The snowball grows faster. The momentum builds deeper. And suddenly you're not pushing anymore. You're steering. And here's where it gets even more powerful. When you reach six figures, something shifts inside you too. You start to see money differently. No longer just as a means of survival, but as a machine. One that, if managed well, produces more money automatically. Your mindset begins to shift from how do I make more to how do I make what I already have work better? You stop thinking of money as the finish line and start seeing it as a force multiplier. And from this point forward, building wealth becomes less about effort and more about structure. But let's make something clear. Just hitting $100,000 won't magically make life easy. It's not a golden ticket. It's not early retirement, but it is the first time the math starts working for you, not against you. And once you're there, once you've felt it, there's no going back. So how do you reach this point faster? That's where the real strategy begins. Reaching $100,000 takes more than discipline. It takes leverage, and there are three main levers that move you forward, faster than effort alone ever could. They are offense, defense, and efficiency. Let's break them down. 1. Offense, increase the flow. And this is the most obvious and most overlooked strategy. Earn more money. It sounds simple, but for many, it feels out of reach. They think, I already work full time. What else can I do? But offense doesn't always mean getting a second job. It means looking at your income like a faucet. The wider it opens, the faster your wealth fills the tank. Ask for a raise, negotiate a better contract, pick up freelance gigs, consulting, tutoring, even flipping furniture or reselling items online. Anything that increases the flow of dollars into your financial system, and don't underestimate skill stacking. Learning a high-value skill, coding, copywriting, digital design, project management, even on the side, can permanently upgrade your earning power because every extra dollar you earn is more fuel for your snowball. And the earlier you earn it, the more time it has to compound. But offense alone won't get you there because even the strongest faucet is useless if the bucket is leaking. 2. Defense. Keep the flow in your pocket. Most people lose the game not because they don't earn enough, but because they can't keep what they earn. Defense is about protecting your income from unnecessary losses. It's about plugging the leaks, the subscriptions you forgot about, the lifestyle upgrades you didn't need, the impulse buys that drain your momentum. Think of your money like water flowing through a pipe. Every unnecessary expense is a crack, and every crack slows the filling of your wealth reservoir. This doesn't mean you need to live like a monk, but it does mean you should spend intentionally. Used car over new. Home-brewed coffee over daily $6 lattes. Meal prep instead of takeout 3 nights a week. Track your spending. Cut the noise. Keep the joy. Millionaires aren't millionaires because they spend like celebrities. They're millionaires because they spend like strategists. Defense is about creating a gap, the difference between what you earn and what you keep. That gap is the engine. And the bigger the gap, the faster the engine accelerates. But there's still one more lever. And this one changes everything. 3. Efficiency. Make your money work smarter. Efficiency is where true momentum lives. It's not just about saving. It's about where your money goes and how it grows. Because a dollar saved is good, but a dollar invested efficiently is a worker you've hired to build your future. Start with tax advantages, 401k, Roth IRA, HSA. These aren't just acronyms, they're growth accelerators. Then look at interest traps. Keeping your emergency fund in a 0.01% savings account is like parking a race car and never starting the engine. Move that money to a high-yield savings account, and suddenly your money starts doing something useful. And don't forget fees. A 1% fee on a mutual fund may sound harmless, but over 30 years, it can cost you 6 figures. Low-cost index funds don't just save you money, they often outperform expensive managers. Finally, automate everything: savings, investments, transfers. Why? Because humans are emotional, and systems don't forget. Efficiency is how your money stops waiting and starts building. Put these 3 levers together: offense, defense, and efficiency, and your journey to 100K shifts from a crawl to a sprint. But now comes the real question: what changes after you hit it? So, what exactly changes once you cross the $100,000 mark? The answer lies in something that doesn't get enough attention: the curve. Before $100,000, the wealth curve is flat. Every $100 feels like a personal victory because it is. You're climbing with your hands, you're pushing the weight yourself. But once you hit 6 figures, the curve bends. Not sharply at first, but steadily. And then, it begins to rise. Let's put that into perspective. At $10,000, a 10% return earns you $1,000. That's nice, maybe a rent payment, a car repair. At $100,000, that same 10% gives you $10,000. And you didn't lift a finger. Now, imagine $250,000. A 10% gain gives you $25,000, more than the average American's yearly take-home pay. You're no longer trading time for money. You're trading money for more money. And here's where compounding becomes exponential. Every return fuels the next. Every gain gets reinvested. Every new dollar enters the machine and builds on top of the last. Your dollars become tiny employees. They show up every day. They don't sleep. They don't ask for vacation. They just work. And once you have enough of them, they begin to outperform you. Now, the math gets emotional. Because for the first time in your life, you feel something strange. Relief. The pressure starts to lift. You realize, I'm not the only one carrying this anymore. That feeling, when your net worth grows faster than you can contribute manually, that's when wealth building gets easier. But here's the twist. Reaching $100,000 is a milestone, but it's also a launch pad. Because what happens next depends entirely on how you manage that momentum. After $100,000, the game changes, but not just in your bank account. It changes in your mind. You stop thinking in terms of struggle and start thinking in terms of systems. Because before, every step forward felt like a trade-off. Work longer, spend less, delay gratification. But now, your job isn't to work harder. It's to design smarter. Instead of asking, what do I need to give up? You start asking, what system can I build that runs without me? You begin automating everything. Transfers right after payday. Auto investments into index funds, preset savings into emergency reserves, recurring debt payments to kill interest quietly in the background. Each of these becomes a gear in your wealth engine, and the less you have to think about them, the faster the machine runs. At this stage, wealth building becomes less about daily willpower and more about removing friction. You build guardrails, not restrictions. You create habits, not punishments. You stop trying to outrun bad spending and start eliminating the need for decision-making altogether. Because the truth is, systems don't get tired. They don't get emotional. They don't scroll through sales apps or justify impulse buys at checkout. They just work. Silently. Consistently. Reliably. And that's the real secret of the wealthy. They don't rely on willpower. They rely on architecture. The structure holds everything together. It protects momentum. It removes doubt, and it keeps the snowball rolling, even when you're not looking. But there's another transformation happening beneath the surface. Not just how your money works, but how you think about money. Something powerful happens when you see six figures in your account, not just in your finances, but in your identity. You no longer feel like someone chasing money. You start to feel like someone building something bigger than yourself. Your mindset shifts from worker to builder. From income chaser to asset manager. It's subtle, but profound. You stop seeing every dollar as something to spend and start seeing it as a potential employee. $100 isn't just a pair of shoes, it's a seed. One that could grow into $200 or $500 or $1,000 over time. A side gig isn't just extra income anymore. It's a time machine, compressing years of progress into months. Impulse spending starts to feel like sabotage, and strategy starts to feel like freedom. You think twice. Not because you're cheap, but because now you understand opportunity cost. That $50 dinner out? That's not just a night out. It's the cost of delaying your next milestone. That $200 subscription you don't use? It's not just wasted cash. It's dead weight holding back your momentum. You begin asking new questions. Is this purchase moving me forward or slowing me down? Is this habit building wealth or burning it? What's the long-term echo of today's decision? And those questions shape everything. Your time, your goals, your risk tolerance, even your relationships with money, people, and future self. Because the builder doesn't just ask, how much can I make? They ask, what am I building? And how strong is the foundation? This is why the path gets easier. Not because life becomes simple, but because you become more powerful, more intentional, more focused, more strategic. And when that mindset takes root, something amazing happens. You stop fearing financial setbacks because you've built a system strong enough to recover. You stop envying overnight success stories because you know your path is sustainable. You stop asking, can I become wealthy? And start asking, how far can this really go? That's the shift, and it's available to anyone, as long as they make it past the hardest part, the beginning. So why does building wealth get easier after $100,000? Because that's the point where math meets momentum, where your effort finally becomes amplified by time, systems, and compounding, where the hours you used to trade get replaced by assets that never clock out. But here's the truth. Most people never get there. Not because they're lazy, not because they're bad with money, but because they give up in the quiet part. The slow, frustrating climb before the curve starts to bend. They quit before their money gets heavy enough to roll on its own, before their habits gain traction, before their mindset clicks into place. But you don't have to quit. Start now, not tomorrow, not when things are perfect, not when you finally feel ready, because readiness comes from action, not the other way around. Build a fence, tighten defense, sharpen efficiency, stack systems, and push until the weight of your money starts pulling you forward. It won't happen overnight, but one day it will happen so quietly. You'll check your account and realize you've crossed the line. And from that point on, the question isn't, will I build wealth? It's, how far will this snowball go? If this video helped clarify the path, like and subscribe for more stories that reveal how money really works. And tell us in the comments, what's the biggest challenge holding you back from your first $100,000? Let's make this a space for real strategies, not just motivation. And remember, every dollar you save today is a silent worker that never clocks out.